Acts 22 is Paul's testimony under fire. He's standing before an angry mob that just tried to kill him, and instead of begging for his life, he preaches. Some of you are scared to share your faith because someone might unfollow you. Paul is preaching to people who literally want him dead. Paul starts by saying, I was just like you. He wasn't born a saint. He was hunting Christians, throwing them into prison, standing by while people like Stephen were murdered. But then Jesus wrecked his whole life. Some of you are still using your past as an excuse. I messed up too much. I've done too many bad things. Paul literally killed Christians, and God still used him. So what's your excuse? Paul is on his way to destroy Christians when, boom, Jesus knocks him to the ground. A voice from heaven says, why are you persecuting me? And Paul is blinded for 3 days, helpless, weak, and humbled. Some of you won't change until God breaks you. You think you're in control. You think you're running the show. Paul thought that too until you met Jesus. Ananias comes, lays hands on him, and suddenly Paul can see again. But watch this. His vision was bigger than just his eyes opening. He saw his mission, and from that moment, he never looked back. Paul tells them, Jesus sent me to the Gentiles. That's when everything flips. The crowd loses it. They're ready to kill him because he dared to preach to the outsiders. Let me make this clear. When you follow God, people will turn on you. Friends, family, church folks, some will hate you because you're not doing things their way. Paul went from being a hero of the Pharisees to their number one enemy overnight. Some of you are trying to follow Jesus and keep everyone happy. You can't. If you're really about this life, expect the hate. Expect the rejection. The Romans step in, about to beat Paul. And what does he do? He pulls out his Roman citizenship card. Not out of fear, but because he knew his rights. This is key. Paul wasn't weak. He wasn't some preacher. He was a warrior. He knew when to take the hits. He knew when to push back. Following Jesus doesn't mean being a doormat. Paul understood something that most Christians don't. You don't run from opposition. You stand in it.